It's good, y'all. GVO Juju back with another one. Make sure y'all like, make sure y'all share, subscribe, comment, do all that shit for me, alright? Because I really want this channel to grow so it can reach all the people that it needs to. Because I really want to help as many people as possible. If you have any video suggestions, if you have any questions you want to ask me, make sure y'all add my socials. They're in the description below. And yeah, that's really all the third dimensional bullshit I gotta say. Now I want to speak to you from a place of knowledge. Today, what I want to be talking about are the laws that run the universe. The laws that are the foundation of what everything is built off of. These laws are called the Hermetic Principles. The Hermetic Principles were certain lessons that were inscribed on something called the Emerald Tablets, which were written by Thoth. I suggest you actually read them yourself because there's a lot of lessons in those tablets that are priceless, universal knowledge. But the Hermetic Principles are basically the lessons that were taught in those Emerald Tablets that describe the nature of all things living, non-living, everything in this universe. It was written by the god of wisdom named Thoth, right? Or Tahuti, or Hermes Trismusk, whatever you guys know him as. And these 7 principles hold the knowledge that when you really start to understand them, you can start to realize how everything is created, how everything is, and what everything is. So what I want to do today is I want to describe these principles to you so you can start to understand them and apply them to your own life. The first Hermetic principle that I really want to tell you all, the first universal law that I really want to tell you all is the law of mentalism. What the law of mentalism basically states is everything is mental and all is energy. Let me describe this, okay? Everything you see around you first started off as a thought. Somebody thought of building the phone in your hand. That came from somebody's mind. Somebody thought of building this pencil. Somebody thought of everything that's around you. Thoughts matter, literally. Thoughts matter, literally. And what it's saying is everything started as a thought. And when you really start to raise your vibration, the thoughts that you can start to manifest into this physical reality can be more impactful, can be more divine, I should say. And this law not only talks about for manifestations, it's talking about your entire perception of the world. Because when you really think about it, your entire world is built off your brain. Your entire world is built off of your perception of what it is. If somebody's never seen a pen before and I throw it in the middle of the wild, they could think it's evil because that's their perception of it. They've never seen it before. You feel me? So what the law of mentalism really states is your entire reality is built off of what you think it is. And when you really start to change what you start to think of the world, when you really start to change your inner world, your entire outer world has no choice but to map it. So if there's a message I want to leave with this principle, is the realization that all was once a thought. Everything in your world was once a thought. So your thoughts create reality, literally. That's why I said thoughts matter. Thoughts equal matter. Everything you see was once a thought. So your thoughts create reality. Remember, the second law of the Hermetic Principles is personally my favorite, the one I try to live by the most. It's called the law of correspondence. What the law of correspondence basically states is, as above, so below. As within, so without. So what this law basically tells you is, your inner world is what creates your outer world. Your inner thoughts and feelings are what governs your outside feelings. So when you really start to understand this, you start to realize that, okay, if I don't like something that's happening external of me, that means there's something wrong within me. You feel me? Like, let's say I don't like somebody saying, oh, you're ugly. You can say, okay, if I got offended by those words, maybe it's because I feel like internally that I am ugly. Because this is one thing that, this is a law of the universe. This is how the world works. You don't get what you want, you get what you are. So if you are sad, if you are depressed, if you are insecure, those insecurities are going to start to mirror from within you to your outer world. You can see this in friends. You can see this in certain situations, certain conversations that you have with people. You can start to realize that, oh shit, because my inner world is so fucked up, my outer world is going to begin fucking up. You feel me? So use that law and say, okay, if I really want to start fixing what's happening external of me, first I have to start within myself. And once you start to understand that, once you really start to fix yourself, you're going to start to see that, okay, now everything around me is starting to get better just because your perception of it is different. The law of mentalism and the law of correspondence, they're kind of the same. But the law of correspondence more has to do with personal views. You feel me? It's more personalized. The third hermetic principle, or the universal law, the third one, is the law of cause and effect. Now, what the law of cause and effect states is that for every action, there's a consequence. For every input, there's an output. So, to make this more simple to understand, start to be wary of your actions. Because every single thing that you do, every single action, every single thought that you act on, there's going to be a consequence, good or bad, from it. So start to be conscious of what you're doing on a daily basis so that the consequence that you do receive is something towards your benefit rather than to your detriment. You feel me? Because the way that you can view the law of cause and effect is this, right? This is a good way to say it. The where you are today is just the consequence of all your past actions. You, right now, where you are standing today, are just a sum of all your past actions. The cause of your right now was your past actions, and how you feel about yourself right now is the effect of it. So, in order to start changing your life for the better, you have to start being conscious of those actions that you are doing on a daily basis, because all your future is a sum of your present actions, just like how all your present is a sum of your past actions. Feel me? That was the third law. Now on to the fourth law, and this law is really, really important when it comes to mastering yourself and understanding just how the energies of this world operate. You feel me? The fourth law is the law of polarity. What the law of polarity states is everything is dual, yet all is one. Everything is dual, yet all is one. Let me elaborate. On a coin, there's a heads and a tails. They're polars, they're opposites, but at the end of the day, it's one coin. Just like there's good emotions and bad emotions. At the end of the day, it's an emotion. Everything is dual, everything has its duality, but all is one. There's melanated people, there's white people, but they're persons, they're people. When you really start to understand that everything is dual, but all is one, and that oneness is the truth of this universe, you start to realize that the polarity of things is what makes you appreciate them more. You won't appreciate good days as much if you ain't never had no bad days before. The bad days allow you to love the good days more. Just like having good food on your plate, you appreciate it more than if you had nothing on your plate. But you wouldn't appreciate it more if you never had nothing on your plate before. You feel me? You start to realize that everything is connected. Therefore, everything must be embraced. The bad days have to be appreciated like the good days, because at the end of the day, it's a day. And that day is meant for you to get better. You feel me? It's stuff like that. The fifth law I want to get into right now, ignore the fucking plane. The fifth law I want to get into right now is kind of associated with the last law, the law of polarity. It's the law of rhythm. Every single thing in your life has an ebb and a flow. There's seasons to everything. Just like there's winter, then there's summer. There's spring, and then there's fall. There's times where things bloom. There's times where things are destroyed. There's time for creativity. There's time for logic. There are rhythms to life. You just like good days, bad days, good days, bad. It's gonna be at a constant ebb and flow. So when you really start to understand this law, let's say you're in a bad place right now. You're not where you want to be. You start to realize that, okay, this is just the down part of my life right now. But at the end of the day, it has to go back up somehow. So rather than focusing on how low I am right now, focus on the comeback. So that thing can manifest into the comeback can manifest into your life quicker. So start to realize that all the time you can't be on go. Just like all the times you can't be on retreat. There's times to go, there's times to retreat. There's times to reap the seeds that you've sowed, and there's sometimes to sow the seeds so that you can reap them later. You feel me? Everything has a flow. Life has a beautiful flow to it that is divine to you and you only. So rather than hating the bad days or hating the down parts of your rhythm, when you're at that down part of the rhythm, start to appreciate the high parts more. Just like the law of polarity, start to appreciate the high ones more and start to realize that, okay, this can't be forever. Where I'm at is not going to be forever. It's impossible because everything is always in motion. There's always a flow to life. So eventually I'm going to get back up. I'm going to fall, but I'm going to get back up eventually. And when you start to realize that, life becomes a lot easier for you. Life becomes less stressful for you because you realize, oh shit, I'm not going to be here forever. There's life, there's death. There's life, there's death. Everything has a rhythm to it. Start to understand that. Start to understand that. The sixth hermetic principle, the laws that run the universe, is the law of vibration. What the law of vibration states is that everything is always moving and everything has energy within it. Your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, they all have an energy within them. This is to say that everything that you put your energy towards grows. And that your thoughts and your emotions, which is energy and motion, they all hold a certain energy to them that can affect us. Because our bodies at an atomical level are always vibrating as well. And if you study metaphysics, there is a light aura that's around us, which is what people call the vibe, your aura. That's what it is. It's the metaphysical energy that's always around you. And with your thoughts and your emotions, those things can affect what your aura is like. And your aura is what creates your outer reality. So when it comes to understanding the law of vibration, it requires you to start being more conscious of your daily thoughts and emotions. Because those things hold a vibration of their own. And that vibration can affect your entire body. On a physical, energetical, spiritual, whatever it is. On every single level. Your thoughts and your emotions hold that energy to where it can affect that. And as I just said before, as within, so without. So that vibration of your thoughts and your energy are going to end up mapping out to your reality. So start to be more conscious of what you're feeling and how you're feeling on a daily basis, what thoughts you're having, and start to make them mirror the things that you do want to attract rather than what you don't. You feel me? The last hermetic principle is the law of gender. What the law of gender basically states is that everything in creation has a masculine and a feminine energy. What masculine energy is the energy to go do something. Masculine energy is, okay, I need to go do this, I need to go do this. It's the more logic-based thinking and the more action doing. Feminine energy is you're retreating. It's your time to think and say, okay, what do I want to do here? It's your creative energy. And what the law of gender basically states is that everything in creation has those energies within it. If you're a boy or girl watching this, you as well as me have masculine and feminine energy towards you. Sometimes you feel like you want to go do something. Sometimes you want to go retreat. Sometimes you're more in your emotions. Sometimes you're thinking more logically. And what the law of gender basically tells you is, in order to really understand oneness, in order to really start to manifest that life that you really want, in order to feel the love that's within and around you, you have to start tapping in and understanding both of these energies. And And when it comes to the law of gender, you need to understand this as well. If you're a girl, naturally you're gonna have more feminine energy than masculine energy. And if you're a boy, you're gonna have more masculine energy than feminine energy. But truly the key to success when it comes to spirituality or in this physical world is you have to learn to understand and flow with both energies. I'm not saying if you're a boy you have to be out here acting gay and shit, you have to put on makeup, you don't have to do all that. I'm talking about sometimes you have to go. Sometimes you have to be in your logic brain, but sometimes you have to understand, okay, sometimes I need to chill, I need to take care of myself. That's the feminine energy. And if you're a girl, sometimes you have a lot of thoughts. You think a lot, you're emotional. But sometimes those thoughts can run your head and you're not thinking logically. So start to tap into more of that masculine energy. Start to say, okay, I understand and accept these feelings, but logically, is this gonna help me do what I wanna do? And then use that masculine energy to go actually do what you wanna do. You feel me? So yeah, that's really all I got for y'all today. I just wanted to get that video out for y'all so I can, you know what I'm saying, it's practice to me and it's therapy. You feel me? I want to get better at this, and just me talking to a camera real quick kind of helps me deal with some of the shit I got going on. So yeah, I'm starting to love this shit. If you got any video suggestions, comment me or add my socials in the description. Yeah, that's it. I suggest you go read the Emerald Tablets yourself too. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, all that shit for me. Let this channel grow. It's GVO Juju. I'm out, bro. Oneness.